Hello everyone. So in this section, I'm just going to talk about what we are going to cover in Docker course. So I'll just walk you through quickly what is this course content and all. And in the coming videos and section, we are going to discuss about these topics one by one. All right. So this is Docker deep dive, and the course is specially designed for anyone coming from zero to little or an intermediate background of a container. You can very well go through this course and it will definitely going to help you. So this is what I mentioned here. This course ensure that anyone from beginner to expert level can gradually master Docker in a step-by-step manner. This step-by-step manner is really important because we are going to cover this course in a logical manner so that everything will get related to each other. Whatever the things that is required to cover Docker, we will first finish it and then we will start from the next topic. Okay, so here you can see in the module 0, we are going to cover the concept like what is namespace, what is C group, okay, what is the union file system, overlay FS, all those things we are going to discuss in detail. And we are going to discuss all these things with an use case. I'm not going to tell you directly any definition or any topic or any, this is what the definition is, because this is not your intermediate or high school examination, right? This is technology. So here I'm going to tell you each or everything in a detail, in a step-by-step manner. All right, so this is going to be the section 1, and I called it as a module 0 because these are the prerequisites. Here we are going to start with module 1, the fundamental of Docker, introduction of Docker. We will discuss about what is container, why container, how container, and then we'll jump to one of the type of the container, that is Docker. Okay, and we will see the different installation methods in Docker, and we will cover all these topic one by one. Okay. Second thing, that after that we are going to start with something known as images and container. Okay, this is the most important part of Docker course, where we will understand some real concept and we will try to understand how a application, how we can containerize an application. What are the building blocks of any containerized application? That is what we are going to discuss in detail here, and we'll create. We will first take some images that are available at Docker Hub. Then we'll understand the process. Then we'll create our own custom images. All right, and we'll learn a lot of things here. Okay, these are the some topics that I mentioned here. Okay, then we are going to discuss about storage and networking in detail. What is Docker storage? What are the challenges with the Docker storage? What is the concept of volume? How volumes help us? Okay, then we'll discuss about the networking concept of Docker. What are the different Docker modules that are available? Docker drivers are available, networking drivers are available. Okay, how to use them, and what are the when a container wants to communicate running on the same machine, when a container wants to communicate running on the different machine, how all those things work. That is what we are going to cover in this case in detail. Okay, then we are going to discuss about Docker Compose, how we are going to deploy an application in Docker. Till here, module 3, these are the building blocks of the Docker. Then we are going to cover here Docker Compose. What is Docker Compose? How to create a Docker, to deploy an application using Docker Compose. Then we are going to discuss about the security best practices in Docker, how to implement security in Docker, and what are the different security features like SE Linux features, or maybe the dropping capabilities, resource limit, all those things we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, something like vulnerabilities like Docker scanning, Docker secret. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss. Then in module 6, we are going to discuss about logging and monitoring of Docker, where we are going to discuss how we can. This is going to be most crucial part, right? I mean, when an application is running, how to monitor your application, how to log your application log, what are the different ways. We'll see all those things in detail, and some of the tools like Prometheus, Grafana, and also we'll see here. Then we are going to discuss about Docker Swarm, orchestration engine, and Docker Swarm we'll discuss here, what Docker incorporation offers as a container orchestration engine, that we are going to see in detail here. Then we'll quickly compare Docker Swarm and Kubernetes, but we have a separate course on Kubernetes where we talk in detail about Kubernetes. This module, if you are coming from fresh in Docker, like you have not yet discussed and know about Kubernetes, you can skip that module, because after covering Kubernetes, you can go and watch these modules again and we can discuss about it in my live session. What I generally do, I mean, I Docker Swarm, I just discuss a little bit and then we cover Kubernetes in detail. Then we'll come back and try to compare, because you can't learn both the tools, similar type of tools parallel. This is what I believe. I mean, okay, instead of getting confused, it's better to focus on a tool that is more widely used and make yourself a little bit of master into that. And then you can start exploring similar type of tools, right? That is going to help you to learn a little better. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about CI/CD with Docker, how to create a CI/CD pipeline using Docker. We will deploy some of the application using Docker. We'll create end-to-end pipeline using Jenkins file and we'll deploy an application. Okay, we are also going to use some part of Ansible and Terraform, but this require an Ansible and Terraform knowledge that I generally cover in my DevOps course in detail. But don't worry, after covering the whole course, we can come back and cover all these things in detail again. Okay. And then production, Docker in production. What do you mean by Docker in production? How we generally go and Docker registry, the image lifecycle. Okay. How to manage secret in production, how to manage high availability in Docker setup. Okay. How to use load balancer or reverse proxy like Nginx in this kind of scenario we'll discuss. We'll discuss something about serverless in Docker, like, AWS Lambda, Docker containers. We'll talk about some of the scenarios where you'll get some kind of interview questions and all that will prepare you with respect to all the other clouds, like where we are going to discuss about the concept of service mesh and microservices in detail. Okay, we are going to do some of the real world project modules. In this, we are going to cover some of the project, and I'm not going to cover the project step by step along with you. You are going to get a detailed guide, step by step documentation, okay, how to implement it. That you are going to get access to my GitHub repository, okay, as well as you are going to get a PDF document for that as well. Okay, so don't worry about this part. We are going to cover in detail a lot of project that you can showcase in your CV. And not only that, we will also prepare you for interview. We will cover almost each and every question of Docker in detail, like small, straightforward question, troubleshooting question, scenario-based question. We'll cover in detail all those things. So, I mean, believe me, after doing this course, you will become master of Docker. That I can definitely tell you. What is required from your side? The main effort is required from your side, right? If you're ready for 10 to 15 days of session with Docker, okay, and if you're ready to spend 2 hours daily session as well as 4 to 5 hours of your own study, I can promise you will become champion of Docker. Nobody can stop you. Once you finish Docker, then you can opt for the next, Kubernetes. Once you finish Kubernetes, opt for next, like something like Terraform and something like Ansible. This is the way we should move, right? So we'll talk more about all these things in our course, but I just want to discuss in this particular session, what is this course content, the link I'm going to share with you, and we will start with the module by module approach. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day ahead.